What's up? What's up, everybody? Simon here. In this episode, we're going to go ahead and talk about a market crash strategy. It's no secret that the market is struggling. Cryptocurrency is struggling. Cost of living is through the roof, etc. So we're going to go ahead and talk about a market crash strategy that will give you an opportunity to potentially discuss this with your advisor to come out on top during this time. A lot of people actually get super wealthy during market crashes or resets, and we're going to look into how they get that done. Before I get into this video, I ask that you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. So let's get into this video. Okay, so I've made a few videos in regards to the market. The stock market is horrendous right now. Tech sector is horrible. It's down. Facebook is crashing, or Meta, I should say. You have stocks that have been so high, such as Coinbase, now really coming down to pre-IPO levels in certain cases, such as Snap. So the market is not going in a positive direction, especially in the tech sector. On top of that, cryptocurrency has hit a big slide. We're talking massive with cryptocurrency and Bitcoin, Ethereum really going down. Bitcoin was at 20,000. We haven't seen that for years. So overall, the market is in trouble. So it's no secret that we're going to have a big crash and a possible recession. In fact, recently, Bank of America, one of America's biggest banks, has said that there is 40% chance that there will be a recession this coming year. So what do you do, or what is the strategy during a bear market or even a market that's crashing that's going to help you? Here are some points that I've been looking at and done my research on, so I want to share those with you. The first thing is you could do nothing, okay? Sounds a little crazy, but if you don't have more money to leverage or invest at a sale price, which the stocks are technically on sale potentially, if they have hit their bottom, things are going to go back up. But if you have stocks already purchased, don't panic, do nothing, wait till this turn goes into a positive direction so you can regain your losses or realize that the stock market will eventually go back up. It's a known thing that panic sellers during stock market crashes or even bear markets regret selling their stocks years down the line. An example is when the S&P 500 took a dive over 30% during the 2020 stock market brief crash. Sellers that sold really panicked and they regret selling because the stock prices have risen to high levels in 2022 and the end of 2021. And with the pandemic, by the end of the year, after we got out of the pandemic stock market crash, the stock market actually rose 65%. So the second thing you could do is you could go and look for stocks to purchase. Now, I made a video, stock market dips to buy, or which stocks to consider. It's here on my channel as a recent video. Check that one out after you finish this one. And again, if you like this video, please like and subscribe to the channel. I truly appreciate it. The biggest favor you could do for me. So in that video, I went over some stocks that have dropped drastically. Snap went pre-IPO level. It could be a stock that goes back to its potential levels when the stock market turns around. You've had Meta, which is a huge company, obviously. Facebook also crashing 40-50% off. There are other stocks like Coinbase, what we've seen with cryptocurrency, and I also made a cryptocurrency video that talks about buying the cryptocurrency dip. We've seen this crash happen 5 times every 2 years where crypto has rebounded and has climbed to even higher levels. And I'm not saying buy crypto, but Coinbase, for example, is optimistic on purchasing this stock crash as well, or they're optimistic that their stock is going to go up as crypto is going to go up as well years down the line, or potentially with that same pattern every 2 years. So you can go shopping, you can go buy stocks that you feel are going to rebound. Obviously check with a financial advisor. Some of the ones I've mentioned in the past included Ring Central, Neo, They included Snap, Meta, Pinterest, a lot of other companies as well. One way to purchase stocks, and you should ask your advisor, is the dollar cost average purchasing, where you're only purchasing those stocks at a limit buy, because during bear markets or crashes, the stock can continue spike and go down, etc. So if you set a bottom dollar or a dollar purchase price that you're comfortable with, then you could buy as a limit, and you could use Robinhood to make that type of purchase if necessary by setting up a limit buy. Therefore, you're not going to go ahead and buy during the peaks, or you're going to average out your dollar purchase price of that stock. Spreading the buys actually helps the market, because spreading your purchase buys actually lowers your risk, because you're buying at the correct times and not at the market levels. You're not investing your money at a particular point rather than several points at several prices. So if the stock gets crushed tomorrow, you're not overbought, or you did not overbuy and put in all of your net worth or a big investment, which I don't recommend you do anyway, at a certain particular time. Okay, during bear markets or stock market crashes, you have to look into dividends. If you don't know what dividends are, it's basically a payment in cash or shares that companies distribute to the shareholders. And investors prefer to earn a steady stream of income from dividends because it doesn't require them to sell their shares. Not all shareholders are eligible to receive dividends, but it's something you need to look into. And it's one way for companies to distribute their earnings to shareholders. So this is a good way to potentially earn some extra money during a bear market. Now, keep in mind, companies are not required to distribute through dividends. Okay, so this kind of goes back to the first point. You could ride the sector out, or you could go ahead and ride out the stock market crash or the bear market, basically just knowing that the S&P will rebound. Again, we've seen that example in 2020. We've seen that example in 2008 during that crash that was caused by real estate, and it's going to happen again. There's too much money that was printed recently. Things have not properly adjusted with supply shortages. There is also a lot of unknowns that are happening in the world. However, the market throughout the history of time has always went up and up and up every decade. So therefore, you're going to eventually, at a certain point in time, have your value back in your stock. So you could ride it out. Another thing is you need to look at commodity stocks. So during this strategy of the market crash, commodity stocks are much better purchases than tech stocks or stocks that maybe don't have as much assets based to them. So for example, oil's been through the roof. We've seen gas prices go up to nearly $7, $8. I'm actually predicting that gas prices are going to hit $10 a gallon. Yes, I'm going to make a video on that. It's probably going to happen as the supplies are still short and production is not there. So oil companies have seen really good increases in their price. Other investments that seem boring and that may not pay out as much are investments into the energy sector. Energy is a consistent requirement for society to function. So look into investing those. That's a great market strategy during this crash. Okay, so you could also buy bonds during a market crash. That's a great strategy as well. Government bonds have always been known to be one of the safest investments, yet they're super boring, don't pay out as much, and probably not going to get you rich. However, they'll protect your money and you'll gain some type of profit from it. So ask your advisor about bonds. Of course, bonds must be purchased from a broker, so you can't buy them currently from apps like Robinhood or any of the other trading platforms. So you need an investment firm to help you with that. Stay away, in my opinion, from corporate bonds and focus only on the government bonds. Those are much safer. All right, so here's a big one, right? Do I cut my losses during the market crash as part of my market crash strategy? So if you lost a lot of money during a market crash, or let's say you put in 50 grand into a particular stock and you're down to 25 grand, 50% off. Let's take Meta, for example. You probably will take too long for you to write that tax off. I believe, and check with your CPA on this, you can only write off up to $3,000 in losses from your stock per year. That means that to get to $50,000, that means to write off $50,000 if the 3-year write-off per year is actual, it would take you like 16 years or so, 16 and a half, 17 years to write off that $3,000. It's not or that $50,000 loss. That's a long period of time, guys. You're not going to be able to do that. It's probably better to wait it out. However, if you've lost, say, $3,000 in a stock year and you've had a great income year, you could write that off on your income and use that against your income in a given filing. So check with your CPA on that, but that's a good strategy as well. I just don't see it working for very big losses. So there you have it. It's inevitable, folks. The stock market crash has kind of happened. It is happening. What do you think? Comment below. Also, the crypto crash is happened. Comment below. Let me know. Is Bitcoin a buy? Is Ethereum a buy? Which stocks are you looking at purchasing? Comment below. Add to this video because there are people that do read the comments and they also seek other people's advice and opinions. That's what the channel is all about, sharing good knowledge. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give me the biggest favor. Hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. I'll check you here in the next video. Good luck with the market strategy. It is known that some of the richest people get rich during market crashes, and it probably happens for a reason because everything is at a discount.